Hey guys, Jonah here, and I'm back with Homebrew Wednesday. It is not going to be a typical beer review like I've been doing usually, but a Homebrew Wednesday, which I used to do a lot. And yeah, it's probably long overdue because I didn't actually get any footage of the brewing. Maybe I will next time because you've probably seen this from a previous video. I'm having a crack at the honey flavoured porter by St. Peter's. And St. Peter's honey porter and their winter ale are like amazingly good. And I've had I've had this beer both in the bottle and through the pump at the London Jerusalem Tavern, it's called, in Farringdon in London, which is a fantastic place. And I even took Kev Clements over there. So hey Kev, if you're watching this video, hopefully you enjoyed and you can remember. Actually, don't know if you can remember, but do you remember we had that beer, the honey porter? Don't know if you were that keen on it, but it's one of my favourites. Proper dishwater pint. And for those of you that don't know, you get 2 cans, and it's got batch number and all that kind of stuff on there. You get 2 cans. So I've taken one of the cans and done a half batch. Well, actually, that's not strictly true. I've done a kind of slightly more than half batch, and I added some extra honey to it as well, but it's going to be a bit lower ABV than normal. I think I got it down to about, so say full batch would be 20 litres, I guess, maybe 23 litres. And I think my batch is going to be about 20, it's going to be about 13 litres. If it's 12, then it would be more or less half, but I think it's slightly more than that. I think maybe about 13 litres. The other thing you get in there is you get some of this stuff, and I've kept this because I'm going to put this back in. Basically, it's a Goldings hop powder. Do you remember those? Used to get them in the kits of old. I've still got some from years ago, absolutely years and years ago. Oh, and I'm not putting this together correctly, or am I? Why is that not? Oh, because I've done it inside out. Sorry, dear viewer, I'm having a moment of madness because you have to fold the top in properly, otherwise it won't work. And if you want to do a screenshot, there is a thing about St. Peter's. It's got Cardinal Wolsey, it's got Henry VIII, it's in Bungay or Bungay in Suffolk, which is kind of cool. And if you really want for a homebrew, there is your instructions, which is kind of cool as well. So yeah, I am homebrewing again. I am doing the St. Peter's honey flavoured porter. It used to be called honey porter, but they've changed it, I guess, to honey flavoured beer. Anyway, it would not be a Jonah video if I did not drink some beer. So I have dug out of the shed a really old trifecta. Look at that. It's totally dented, but that's good in a way because it means that the top is airtight basically, and it has a spot on the top, a red spot. Like me, I've got a red spot right on my nose, and I think I'm suspecting this could be from my, oh yeah, it's got some carbonation in. Oh, my good friend Alan, it might be him because he does things like this. Wow, that's a sort of Christmassy type aroma. So this is probably from about 3 or 4 years ago, at least, maybe more. Will it focus? Hocus pocus, get in focus. Come on, you damn thing. Gonna focus on there. Oh, it's trying. What I wanted to say is, if you look at that pink sticker, it's got something written on it. I can't quite. Is it a B? A C? A heart? Definitely says Coopers. So I don't know. For one of you, you've sent me a beer. Long, it must have been longer than that. I mean, yeah, we've been here 5 years, so longer than that. Anyway, it is a homebrew. So I thought, Homebrew Wednesday, I am going to give it a go. Well, even though this thing was fully sealed, he says, as the chair is going, look at that. No head at all. This is like black liquid of death. So it's definitely a porter or a stout. It's got some funky smells, man. Like oil. It's like oily kind of aroma. And a bit of fruit in there too. It's weird. It almost has the aroma of like a cider, maybe. Something along those lines. I can tell this is going to be absolutely potent stuff. So let's dive in and see what we get. Ooh. That's so weird. It's almost like a kind of port, but it's sour. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I like that, number one. I think well, I'm pretty sure it's oxidized, number one. But number two, I think it's kind of started to turn as well, turn into vinegar. So I'm definitely getting that kind of acetal kind of thing going on. But whoever sent me this homebrew, and it must have been years ago, thank you very much. But I'm afraid this one is a goner. I mean, in the background, it's definitely a stout or a porter, getting some sort of licorice kind of overtones. Obviously, absolutely zero carbonation. So I think what's happened is the liquid has just sucked the carbon dioxide in somehow, pulled the bottle in, but kept the pressure inside, and it had nowhere to go. Wow. Either that, or maybe the carbon dioxide has kind of slowly eked out of the bottle, but it kept pressure. That's the weird thing. But maybe that's because it's a plastic container as opposed to a glass one. But that just goes to show these homebrew Cooper's homebrew bottles, that's got to be well over 5 years, and it's kept pressure inside. So shamon to Cooper's. Should I go in for more? Fuck it, I should go in for more, shouldn't I? Oh, it's Homebrew Wednesday after all. Oh, well, there's definitely some acidic kind of stuff going on. I think I'm going to leave it there for now on that beer. I might try a bit more later on in a darkened room. Whoa, it's even gone to my voice box now. Anyway, thank you, dear viewer. There's going to be more homebrewing stuff coming up on my channel. I know I do a lot of beer reviews, and I will continue to do beer reviews because at the end of the day, I like beer, whether it's beer that I make myself or beer that's bought or beer that I get on offer on Black Friday. So that is still on the way. Hopefully that will come at some point. But starting tomorrow, I have got the one advent calendar that I actually have in my possession, um, which is the Beer 52 advent calendar. A couple of people have been asking me, oh, which one did you go for in the end? And yeah, I decided to go for the Beer 52. I had it last year, number one. I have got a subscription to Beer 52. Although I am looking at other options. Keep your options open. There are other things you can do. Weirdly though, subscription services start up and then they stop, they disappear, which is bizarre. But Beer 52 I've been doing for a few years now, and yeah, last year their advent calendar was pretty good. I did have a couple of beers that I tried already, which is always so disappointing to someone that does beer reviews, because you always want to have something brand new. However, the advent calendar and things like that are an experience. So I am aiming to do at least one beer a day. If the other one arrives, I'm going to do 2 beers a day, but shh, don't tell anyone. But at least one beer a day from that advent calendar. That is my plan. Whether it works or not, don't know. But I just about managed it last year. I think I was in hospital at one point, and yeah, I think as a result, I missed a couple of days and had to upload them at some later point. But my aim is to have one beer starting tomorrow all the way up to Christmas Eve. One beer every day. This has been Unclejona. If you want to see that, or if you want to see more homebrew stuff, because I'm going to be doing homebrew at the same time, so there'll definitely be some homebrew in the pipe for Christmas. Yeah, you better subscribe to my channel. Click down below, click like, click subscribe, and let me know in the comments section, which beer advent have you gone for? I'll tell you what, I've said it before, but Sarah Pantry's one with 24 bottles of homebrew in an advent box is absolutely genius, and yeah, something to be topped. That is the stuff of legend. So Sarah, make sure you get on those videos and we'll see you tomorrow for the first beer. And there's even a special beer glass that I'm gonna pull out of the box. I'm fingers crossed it isn't broken, because if it is, that'll be such a downer. But I have a backup because I have the glass from last year as well. This has been Unclejona talking nonsense and old toot and all that kind of stuff. It's an old charter or something. And please be with me tomorrow while I start the legendary beer advent for 2022. Shame on.